believe in crypto, the value of it, whatever. If I thought maybe this ain't worth anything, it's worth zero or it's gonna go to zero, then why the fuck would I be in it? Buy. Goes higher, buy more. Goes higher, buy more. I put up all my own money, $2 million US, everything in my bank account. I just let it ride on the movie. And guess what? It flopped. Fuck it, I don't need to like him as long as they're fucking competent. Like, what a fucking asshole, but he's rough. And they all dump it, it drops, and they all leave. And the ones that got burned along the way, they come back and fuck you, Machi. Why you like this? Shut the fuck up, man. Whatever, man.
All right, welcome back, Jeff. This is, I guess, the second interview I've done with you now. We did the last one around 8 months ago. And
so what are we gonna talk about now?
yeah, exactly. What we're gonna talk about now.
Yeah.
I think let's get like straight into business of what like people probably wanna see and wanna talk about, right? Which is like, last time we did this was around September, October 2025, when you were up 45 mil on majority of your hyperliquid positions. So basically the last interview marked the top.
So it was before 1010.
Yeah, before 1010. I think like literally like 2 weeks before, something like that. Now you're obviously at minus 30.
Yeah.
Let's see if maybe this interview can mark the bottom.
Yeah, that's not wishful thinking. I actually think I feel like it's the bottom right now. But that's how I felt the last 30 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've spoken to you a lot about your trading strategy, and I think people are always going to try to give you advice and pocket watch. Everyone on the timeline wants to talk about it, everything. You told me basically the majority of your strategy boils down to firing high leverage clips, trying to ping the bottom. If you ping the bottom successfully, you can ride it all the way back up. Like that's like your general thinking towards it, right?
I think first I've tried to play to my strength, or if you call it a strength, it's also a weakness on the bear market on the way down or in the last 6 months. If I believe, I believe. My personality or attitude is like can do kind of thing or must do, and so it's kind of like it's OCD. It's a little autistic or whatever you want to call it, but it's like kind of like how Sailor is with Bitcoin or Tom Lee is with Ethereum right now, right? And it's like I just believe that I believe in crypto, the value of it, whatever. If I thought maybe this ain't worth anything, it's worth zero or it's gonna go to zero, then why the fuck would I be in it? But I feel like no. I think Bitcoin's gonna be around. I think Ethereum's definitely it. And third right now would be hype. Let's not put a placement on it, but basically these are the coins that I believe in. So if you look at the account, you see me always longing those coins. And I think what I can do is I can hold through liquidation, not even volatility. I can hold through liquidation, meaning like, okay, I believe. I don't think it's gonna hit my liquidation, or I believe like this is gonna go or it doesn't go. And there is some, what do you call that? And to be direct, I kind of feel like my purpose account is like gambling. I don't even want to call it investing. I'd like 90-20, 90-10 or 80-20 like is between investing and gambling. And in basic gambling, you bankroll, right? So it's not like I took 30 million, did it one shot it. I didn't one shot it. Like you usually see me doing $250,000, $500,000 clips. And if it liquidates, it liquidates. You know, like I joke around sometimes. I say I either win or I get liquidated. You know, it's one of these two. And I guess conviction, I'm down to do it. I'm the guts to fucking go. Like I'm like, oh shit, I lost money, I'm out or something like that. No, I'm gonna go again. Is it gonna work? Everybody's watching, right? So we'll see.
I mean, everyone's watching, and the messages
Pain.
everyone feels your pain.
Yeah, I feel like they feel my pain. I feel that they feel
That's
my
why
pain.
they sympathize with it. That's why they want to connect with it, right?
I don't
That's why
know
they
if
want to talk about it.
sympathize. Maybe these fuckers are sympathizing.
Well, I mean, they're as rich.
Misery loves company, first of all, you know, and like there's some pretty like, you know, in my opinion, I'm like, you know what, they're probably hurting or they don't feel good or they're whatever. You know, you hear all that. That's like natural. I do. I think of it a little bit like when it's happening the last year or something like this, like they go, oh, go do like, you know, be on a centralized exchange so that no one can see what's going on, so they can't hunt you. And I've mentioned it, like you're being hunted on insurance exchanges too. And
probably more.
You might have thought that I've been doing perps, only on Hyperliquid, but I was on, Binance and other places before. And there's the leaderboard, whatever. I was ranked number 1, 2 over there too before. And then I did tell the story about Doge where I felt I was being hunted there too, but was I being hunted or just being squeezed? It didn't matter. It was like losing 1 mansion, 2 mansions, and I told you it was really ugly. Now it's really ugly, but when it's public, I think the difference, it feels a little bit like Twitch. Mm-hmm. Like you're playing a esports game and everybody's watching, and you see the Koreans kind of doing a little bit of that. So maybe a little bit of that.
Do you feel like you trade better in the public eye or in private?
I'm pretty basic strategy, so I'm meat and potatoes. It's not like I'm trading, like day trading, I'm scalping or whatever. I'm doing all these like ins and outs, picking bottles, selling tops, and trying to like be a maverick. And like, no, mine is dumb. It's like buy, goes higher, buy more, goes higher, buy more. Like buy and hold. Like there's no strategy there. It's just like if you have conviction or if you're down or not. Yeah.
And I think the other main things I always see people saying is, how does he have all this money to lose? Is he broke? Like he must be like all of these things. And I'm like, man, you guys have no idea. It's like I think a lot of people, obviously we spoke about it a little bit last time, but I think a lot of people don't realize how serially like successful you've been across like multiple industries. From you started out in music, you were like a top rapper in Taiwan. You did some movies, you did some clubs.
Asia.
In Asia. All right.
Okay. So on that end, it's like, serial successes, but I've had serial losses, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's like 90 to 90% of people doing startups or any kind of business is going to fail or not do that well. So definitely my percentages are higher. My batting average is higher. Let's not even 50-50. Let's call it 30% wins, 70% losses. And, like, losses people like to highlight if they're not in your team or whatever, or whoever wants to talk shit. But wins, like, yes, I've had some huge wins, very nice ones, and the other thing is like, oh, they have no idea I'm not that rich. There's really rich motherfuckers out there, and I know them. They're my friend. Like I have friends that are like, or $60 billion US. It's like, fuck you, $60 billion. I'm like, holy crap. And there's a difference between paper 60 billion and like real 60 billion. That's like real 60 billion. So it's like, or I see my friends with real $1 billion, not like paper, it's like cash. And I'm just like, okay, that's rich. Now, I am a rapper, or you want to call hip hop artist at heart. So yeah, I'm like everybody else, 20 Ferraris and no gas to pay for it. Like I'm down to do shit like that too. Like, I have like when I did my first movie, I put up all my own money, $2 million US, everything in my bank account. I just let it ride on the movie. And guess what? It flopped. Yeah. And I had a club at the time, and my club started going down. Like the business started going down. It was around for 4 years now. So it was kind of the tail end of it. Anyways, around that time, I put myself in a hole. That was probably the lowest financial point in my life, down about $2 million US. And didn't feel good owing $2 million US out there. Yeah. But whatever. It's like, up and downs, I pour everything in if I'm doing something. Like I'm down to. Of course, I'm a little older now. I'm like, hey, take it easy. So I do semi take it easy. What
do you think is do you feel like there are any key differences between you and these guys that are worth 60 billion? Like things they do or the way they act. So how do you perceive them? How do you view them?
I think I learned along the way every time I did something. I definitely learned something. I learned something from the 60 billion. I learned a lot from the 60 billion guy. I learned a lot from a lot of the people around me, like I grew up with. Or, the funny thing is, like in my high school days, I used to do a car audio business. We went for about $1,000 US. We'll put in like 12-inch subwoofers, 10-inch subwoofers, and a 1,000-watt amp. I put an Alpine, the removable face from your car radio. Like we would install fucking car audio. And the funniest fucking thing is we didn't know how. And there's no ChatGPT. There's not even the internet yet. You couldn't even Google how to do this kind of thing. We just kind of like read some books on like how you make these boom boxes with plywood and glue it together. And we just lucky I took wood shop in 7th grade, and we just did people's car audio. And that partner of mine, it's just me and a friend. He today he owns 3 public companies in Taiwan, and he's a billionaire. And it's pretty funny that we went to high school together. He's the first guy who took me to ditch classes. And it's funny. And the funnier thing is that he did a bunch of businesses along the way, and we did our not only car audio, my first .com company, we did that together. And he was the one that suggested that I do mobile apps after I shut down my nightclub business, which ended up dating app that was profitable, and then do my live streaming company that made me a lot of money when I exited. But I made my first chunk of money, like big money like that. And he still didn't make it. And at that time, I was already close to 50 years old. And now that he's close to 50, he finally made it. Like these 3 companies and being worth $1 billion now has only happened in the last 3 years or so for him. And it's good to see, your high school friend, make it like that now, and he was really happy for me when I made it like a big chunk. I mean, I was already, like I said, famous rapper, whatever. He's seen those things, and we've had our not small wins, but we had our wins here and there, but the bigger ones came pretty late in life. Yeah. For him and me.
It also seems like most of your, like you described, like you have like 30% wins, 70% losses or whatever, right? Which means that you're doing that style where it's like, you go up 3x, you lose 9%, but then you go up 10x the next time, and then you're doing this kind of like, as opposed to like small, slow compounding.
They're totally different though.
Yeah.
Like definitely perps or tokens or investments, totally different from business and actually building things. That's the funny thing is, like, for me to transition from Web 2 or traditional building a club, or when I was doing my music and going on tours and, doing any other kind of, like, when I ran my own, like, fucking Korean tofu restaurant and running my little shoe store I owned, like, it's like totally different from Web 2 or Web 3 when I got to Web 3 in 2017, the ICOs and things like that. I think, again, when fundraising back then was go to VCs, angels, and pitch decks, and then go to all these meetings, versus like ICO, you throw a fucking ETH address up there on your website, and then people start like throwing it in, and you go, oh, if you put your money in now, you get 40% more tokens. If you put it in like a week later, you get 30%. Like, I'm watching all this ICO stuff going, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's weird. It's like, it's totally a different world.
You were just talking about people just like throwing thousands of ETH into Mythril stuff and all that kind of thing.
When I did Mythril, I said, I'm going to do a social media site like Steemit. At the time, there's a website called Steemit, like where you do content, you can earn some coins or something. And so I'm going to do a social media site. The difference is I'm an entertainer. I know all the celebs in Asia, and it's going to be called Mythril. So it's kind of Lord of the Ring-ish, and everybody's like, fucking awesome name. And this guy knows everybody. Like, the richest man in China's son's going to invest, all the biggest stars in Asia is going to invest, or we're going to be part of this ICO. And so a crew called Cluster Capital gave me 4,000 ETH. And they were in lock, so they just flipped that shit overnight. They just dumped it on everybody's head, took like 30,000 ETH off the table. Fucking Mr. Block jumped in for 2,000 ETH. Sora Jason jumped in for 8,000 ETH. In the end, I tried to return everybody's ETH because I didn't need it. And Mythril was hot. We got listed on OKX, BitThumb in Korea, Binance, and another like 40 exchanges. The liquidity was all there. I didn't need their ETH. They just scalped, they rugged it, or whatever you want to call it. They banked. They like 10, 20x their money. That was a learning experience. I didn't know anything about crypto at the time. Yeah, I was learning on the fly.
What was ETH at that time?
It was between $1,000 US and all the way down to $80.
Okay, so this was like still early. This was like early.
2017 to 2018.
Yeah. And I guess there's something actually I wanted to touch on in the last interview, but maybe I didn't. Is so Mythril was like your first kind of like, I'd say like, when you started cooking in crypto, but you didn't necessarily like do it completely alone. You had some guys in the team helping you build and all that kind of stuff. Or was like how did you actually go about building that team initially, like when you first started in crypto?
At that time, I already had my live streaming company. I have about 50 devs that work for me. So it's like front end, back end, full stack, data scientists. I have all kinds of devs, the normal ones. And they all from the top school in Taiwan, Taipei. And they're from like TSMC. Like, they don't want to do that no more. They want to come work at like a younger company and based in Xinyi area, not like down in Hsinchu, down south. And we had the top people in Taiwan. So all I had to do was say, hey, do you guys know any crypto devs? and they know 3 of the most famous like Solidity devs in Taiwan, and those are the guys I hired to help me do Mythril at the time. Yeah.
And so like the way I started all of this was saying like, you know, you were successful across all the industries. Like that's how you learn everything. It's how like you get the bankroll. Like, is there anything left that you feel like you want to conquer industry wise or?
Like anybody, I would love to build $1 billion protocol or $1 billion industry or do something huge, right? Which, you know, at all these different tries, it's like close, no cigar, or close, and all right, I got to exit. Like my live streaming company, you know, people are telling me is worth $2 billion. You know, it was worth, at the most, I heard $2 billion. This is not like me saying it. This is banks telling me this. Citibank, Deutsche Bank telling me, you guys are a double unicorn. Man, you need to IPO. You should IPO now. Of course, there's other bigger A-list, like S-tier banks said, take it easy. You guys need to do a Series C. You're not ready for an IPO. You know, I was a young and dumb. I was old and dumb. And I was like, fuck that. An IPO. I never IPO before. It's New York Stock Exchange. Let's fucking go. Like, I ain't waiting around. Like, I don't know if I'm going to die tomorrow. I'm an old man. Let's fucking go. So Citibank, Deutsche Bank said, cool, let's go. Of course, it failed. There's a huge story behind that, but whatever. It's like, we IPO'd and it didn't work. But we kept banging on the business and we built it bigger. We're number 1 in Japan. Number 1 live stream in Japan. Above Twitch, above any live streaming company in Japan. And we're banking. Like, our revenues got up to like $600 million for the year. Making about 20% profit. So, you know, and then we went for a second IPO run, and yeah, long story short, I sold my shares before the IPO. I got my cash, I'm out. And then like the company's still here. It's still one of the biggest live streaming companies in Asia. And, there's just like a lot of different things I just learned from everything, either win or lose, I learned something.
Something else I find pretty interesting is that you're pretty much completely sober. Like you told me you drunk only like once or twice. You told me like once with Jackie Chan.
Yeah, Jackie Chan, Miss Korea's.
There you go.
Yeah. Miss Korea's only because, and I was underage. I was like 19 or 18. And it's like the LA Miss Korea beauty pageant, and all 20 of them were at my friend's house. And then there's like 20 Miss Korea girls versus me and my friend. And like my friend was dying drinking alone. So that fucking back you up. Got rocked out of there. Yeah.
And you just, you ever feel like you give into the soda? Like people try, like at this point, I think no one tries to make you do it, right?
Yeah, no one tries.
Yeah. But is it just because you don't enjoy it, or you think that it's going to limit you in some way, or like not just alcohol, because you don't do anything, right?
Yeah.
So
last few times I go to Vegas and say, I'm going to finally, you know, do some marijuana, eat some gummies, or I'm going to do some mushrooms. But I not that I can't get myself to do it, but I just end up gambling. The girls, that's enough, man. I don't need the drugs. Just don't. I'm good.
And I guess another announcement recently was the Taiwan Shark Tank as well.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so.
When is it again? Like later this year?
I shoot it August.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a fan of Shark Tank, the original Shark Tank. You know, I watched every episode for a while, and then like through the years, there's been a lot of talk about doing Shark Tank Taiwan or Asia or whatever, but it's always like an off-brand or someone just trying to like recreate it, and I'm like, nah, fuck that. But this is the Shark Tank team, people from America. It's got the whole system set up. It's going to be the same people behind it, the production. So, like I said, I'm honored to be like the number 1 shark on there. I'm cool.
You've actually like obviously invested in like a couple teams here and there. You do to me it seems like you do a little bit less nowadays. Like how's that gone for you, and how do you look at that in general when it comes to, because you give a lot of money, for example, to different like movie production teams in Taiwan and other stuff. Like how do you look at the angel kind of game?
Damn.
Because I feel like most people with angels, they have a bad experience. It's actually very rare you hear good angel stories.
Sure.
There's very few.
Sure. And that goes back to like you don't even talk about good or bad founders. It's just a probability game, right? You know that 90% is going to fail. The remaining 10% is not going to really succeed. Another 8-9% will only get by. 1% might do kind of well, and then like 0.1% might be like a unicorn or some kind of crazy hit that you're like hitting a lottery. So through the years, then you realize I want to work with some founders that I like. And then at the same time, it's like, fuck it, I don't need to like him as long as they're fucking competent. Like, what if a fucking asshole, but he's rough. Like, all right, cool. Like, I'll back him. Like, I don't need to like him. He doesn't have to be the nicest person. And that's not with just that. It's like directors or artists. Like, you go, oh, I want a rapper that's a really cool guy, but then he'll write some soft lyrics or he won't be that rough. No, this guy's an asshole. He beats everybody up he sees. He's fucking out there like going crazy with the girls, but he's got some stories.
He gets shit done.
He gets shit done, or some of his fucking raps are like fucking hard. You're like, oh God, that shit's rough. Like, who knows? Like, it's very hard. And again, like, so through some of this investing, whatever, you've seen it all. Like, I invested in Yearn Finance, Andre Big. I backed up Abracadabra, Daniel Sesta. Like, it's huge. Fucking put 20 million in his protocol. Pac-Man, same thing. Like 20 million in his protocol. 20 million in like Friendster. Like, and are these founders good or bad? You know, you think they're good in the beginning, then you find out, you know, the results, right? And, you know, BAYC, same thing. I poured a lot. Like, that was not just money. That's like time too. Like, I was very active in the DAO. I built a mobile game for them that I paid for out of my own pocket, and then I gifted it to the Bored Ape community. You know, it's only like 150,000 cash, but a lot of my time like helping manage the mobile app, right? I took my esports team and made it a Bored Ape Yacht Club esports team for League of Legends for 1 full year. That's right when Bored Apes came, when they weren't that famous yet. And so a lot of Bored Ape members didn't even know we had a esports team. The founders did, Garga and Gorga did, but a lot of other kids didn't know. Like, some people are like, oh, Machi's like doing a off-brand illegal esports team for Boca Raton. I'm like, please, you dumbasses. Like, some of the apes are pretty dumb. But and even for like Blur or Friend Tech or any of these kind of things, like once I invest or I back them up, I champion them. I'm pushing for it. I mean, the recent ones now that I really believe in is like True Markets and Baseline. Like, I want to see them do well, and I'm trying to like push them. You know, like, and again, like, if I see something new and I think it's like, hey, there's something cool here, and like the founders might be legit, then I go for it. But again, a lot of these that I named just are huge fucking losses.
I mean, also, like, from my perspective as like someone who's like very, you know, deep in crypto, even though you are like in your 50s and you've already made all this money, you have no reason to do a lot of this shit. I feel like day to day, I still see you, quote unquote, like bag working more than like half the guys, like guys half your age in general, right? Just in terms of like how like proactive you are and how loud you can be and how willing you are to just like push, go speak to anyone, go do whatever's like needed to be done. Do you feel like it's easier or harder to make money in general nowadays, to like build stuff to make money? Because like now you have AI, you can make everything. The argument is like everything is easier, but does that actually mean that it's easier, or maybe it's more competitive in some way because it kind of like puts everyone on the same playing field?
I don't think it's the same playing field, but definitely like it's helping and doing some crazy stuff. I could give an example, like in my movie business right now. Like, I just did a Kung Fu movie. We spent $2 million US on the special effects. And now we're going to do it for about 1/10 the cost for this next film, the special effects. So, you know, of course, Hollywood's like, I hate AI, but right now, if you use it right as a tool and don't use it to like steal people's like content or artistry, I think people are accepting that, oh, it's a tool to, you know, speed up the process of movie making, things like that. But AI is here to stay. It's only getting better. You know, you better know how to use it or be part of it than to try to fight it, which I feel like there's a lot of that. And the fighting doesn't have to be like, I hate AI. It's as simple as just saying something like, oh, AI can't, when it vibe codes something, it's a little buggy. Bitch, anything you code is buggy. What are you talking about? Like, and at least the difference is you could tell the AI, hey, fix the bugs. It'll fix the bugs. You tell the guy to fix the bugs, you know, it won't go as fast. It just takes forever from they can't find the bug. They go, oh, I can't find that bug. So it's just a little reluctance to accept it. Like, I hear it in their voice or, you know, their attitude or what they say. And I'm just like, oh yeah, if it's vibe coded or if it's done by AI, it's not scalable. I'm like, dude, then tell the AI, hey, make it scalable. It's like, that's vibe coding or whatever you got to do, right? And if not that, it needs hybrid. It still needs you to twinkle with it or tinker with it, then do it. But the bottom line is, like, I feel like you got to accept it, and it's just another it's like saying, oh yeah, I'll do accounting, but not with Excel sheets. Hell no, I gotta do it by hand. It's like, oh, if you do it with Excel sheets, it's not quite the same. You know, like no, like it's already here. You know what? I've been in that shoe to be stubborn and not accept something new. I was in the music industry. When I see Napster, when I see LimeWire, when I see these people stealing my music, like I try to fight it to, hey, you're fucking my royalties and fucking my rights. I've fought tech before. So I know how it's hard to kind of like accept and adopt. But, you know, like I am one of the ones that have adopted, have kind of like, you know, got into the tech side aside from just being on content and art. So it's not luck, but it's I'm open.
And I mentioned bag working before, and I think people will be annoyed at me if I don't bring up Machi token as well.
I don't want to bag work that hard, but no, like bag working is fun to a certain extent. So there was a Machi coin before this one that we did on Blast because we're supporting Blast, supporting Pac-Man at the time, and Blast. So we launched a Machi token on Blast with baseline kids. Mm-hmm. The problem I realized when I did that was I didn't like bag working that Machi coin as much as I did this one. And why? Well, because I launched it. It feels kind of weird that I didn't know until I launched it that telling everybody, hey, Machi coin's cool. It's like, it's not cool. And it's my name or it's not my moniker or my brand, my nickname or my slang word. And it's like me pushing it didn't feel right. But it's okay. Then like baseline migrated to base and changed it to Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. BSR is the ticker now for that coin. And you know, it's tied to, it's locked with Bitcoin liquidity and it goes up and down with Bitcoin. But this Machi coin was like, it was I give props to where the Bag Fin kid or whatever that did you launch a coin, but you direct the fees to the creator, direct it to someone else, that model and
Yeah, Bag was the first to do it, and then Pump took it. Yeah,
took it, and these kids did it. And like under my comments, people kept saying like, "We sent you a bunch of the coins," and you know, I'm like, "Yeah, this sounds like a Vitalik situation where I got it. You sent me 50% coin, I'm gonna dump it on your head, man." Like, okay, you want me to go dump it? I'll go look at my wallet. So I looked at my wallet, man, there's like 10, 20K in it. You know, I'm like rich, but I like fuck 20K. I'll just give it to some like cute girls or something. Okay, let's go. Let me go do some sugaring or something.
Yeah.
Like fuck it. So I claim the money, but as soon as I claim it, these guys like you were like, no.
You should have told us.
Yeah, you should have told us. Or no, why'd you claim it, Machi? Joaquin? No, you shouldn't claim it. You fucked up. I'm like, how did I fuck up? Now watch. And then so everybody's like, he claimed it. It's all over the time. He claimed it. This is the official Machi coin. But then I did a tweet. I go, well, please, real Machi, please stand up because I claimed like 50, 60 Machi coins on that day. It's like one click button and it's all claimed. And man, that's like 50, 60 Machi coins been claimed, including some Bopa Opa tokens, some weird coins. I don't even know these weird names that are directed at me. Like it was like 8, 9 pages of it, but I just claimed it all in one shot. But then like, one was the loudest, right? One was the loudest. And I looked, I'm like, all right, this one looks like the most legit out of all these fuckers. And I'm like, all right, then aside from claiming it, I'll go buy some. So I bought some. And then there's a little traction, there's a little noise, and everybody's welcoming in the community. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then I post the CA, and they're like, yeah! And they all dump it, it drops, and they all leave. And the ones that got burned along the way, they come back and, fuck you, Machi, you like this rug coin, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up, man. Whatever, man. I'm like, I'll just keep, and I tell them, they're like, what are you gonna do? I'll just buy and burn it. I'll buy more and burn it, and that's what I do.
Whatever needs to be done. I think the way to look at it.
I'm not gonna sell my ass. Pump it. I'll make you guys sell your ass.
Yeah, but
if you want to fuck this Nico, buy some Machi coin. I'll hook you up. Pimp you out.
Pimp me out with some Machi coins.
Pimp you out for Machi coin.
Give me some supply, and let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like you'll do anything that is cool, that makes sense, that's like reasonable, right? But I think the precedent is after things like white whale, people expect you. They just want you to like pour money into this thing and just like give them a handout. When like we spoke about this last time, you already did that with fucking 60 mil or whatever it was. 40 mil from Boba Opa.
Yeah.
You give everyone at least a couple X of a sale price, and everyone's still annoyed.
Yeah, the people that lost money on Boba, I'm like, what? How'd you lose money, you fucking retard? You must be retarded. Like, anybody lost money on Boba Opa was a pussy. They dumped it on the first day or first like 10 minutes or 1 hour.
Yeah.
Or you're a non-believer. You believe the FUD you heard out there. Like you were like, oh, they go, you don't know, like Machi's a rugger. Why would you buy Boba? And they're like, oh, let me dump for a loss. Well, then you're a fucking retard. And I put 40 million back to buying it. There's less than like 3% float out there. It's like I bought 97% of Boba and burned it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a rare coin. If you want to own something rare, it's more rare than that fucking AP Swatch watch. Fuck you. There's not many Boba coins left out there. So if you get one, you're lucky.
I guess speaking about the AP is like, you're obviously incredibly wealthy. Yeah, I've never seen you with
no rock,
no watch,
no jewelry,
no flex, no whatever. You're not much of a car guy either.
Bitch, this is Montclair.
You got Montclair, yeah.
It looks like a hoodie, but this is a Montclair hoodie, motherfucker.
Yeah. But you're obviously more of a house and
I wasn't,
general luxury kind of guy.
I wasn't, but
you became one. Bad habit.
It's not a bad habit. You can't make it a habit. It's too expensive to make it a habit. I told you I'm not a billionaire, so it's not like I have like multiple. Yes, I have multiple houses, but whatever. You know, like that's the only time when I feel like I don't have enough money. Like when I go house shopping. Yeah.
And you were talking about believing, bag working, everything. You still have pretty much all your apes, right? How many you have right now? I asked you yesterday.
I have like 200 apes, 100 some mutants. 2 of them are mega mutants. Yeah.
Okay, so call it 2 to 300, something like that. Obviously, you're still holding that. You're like a big part of that community. Anything you want to say on future Bored Ape / NFT ETH people?
I think
future.
I'll give CryptoPunks its props because it's still. Floor price is still higher than apes, although I believe we can flip them one day. It'll take time. I'm here for it. And like the other one is Fendezas. I like Tyler Hobbs.
Fidenzas? Yeah.
Tyler Hobbs. And I got bag work my own bag, right? The QQLs, pick one up if you can. It's his other project that I think is actually cooler than Fendezas, but Fendezas is the first one. It's more original. It's more famous, but I think QQLs are pretty fucking awesome. Other than that, all the other NFTs, there's some cool ones out there. I'm not gonna shout them out. Fuck them. If you got enough money, buy a Bored Ape. That's the bottom line. And Bored Ape is like a membership. It's all the stuff combined. It's got its history. Everybody knows a Bored Ape. Like again, when it comes to art, like after I purchased my house, I have every art gallery trying to sell me art. Like $500,000 paintings, $300,000 paintings, $1 million paintings, and I go and look at these $1 million paintings. I check the artists. They're not famous. They say they're famous, but when I go check on these artists on the internet, I can only find like 8,000 followers on their Instagram account, 10,000 followers on their Instagram account. Bitch, go look at Bored Apes. Like millions of people following them.
Yeah, way more community.
Way more people. So what brings value to a piece of art? Recognition. Like everybody knows what Mona Lisa looks like. Everybody knows what Picasso looks like. And when you see a Monet, you know what Monet looks like. So what is art and what's the value of it? And again, I feel like PFPs, NFTs has its own place in digital art, and it's never going to go away. It's there for forever. And every time you see someone rocking a fake PFP that's an ape or trying to pretend to be ape, that only spreads the value and the brand of Bored Apes, in my opinion. And again, Bored Apes is set up in a very funny way. It's like if you own the Bored Ape, that's your brand. Like you can brand your podcast with the Bored Ape. You could brand these drinks. You could drink alcohol. You could brand like a restaurant, burgers, and I think Snoop Dogg does ice cream or something with his ape, and it's a really unique system where it's like 10,000 apes. And although we have unique looking apes and we brand our own like products or t-shirts or clothing, like some of my ape clothing that year I did, as we brand it brings value to the whole club. Yeah. At the same time, yeah, sometimes apes do some weird shit out there, or people don't like these apes and they hurt the brand. But you take the good with the bad, and it's kind of like there's no such thing as bad press, which I do believe there is such thing as bad press. But overall, it's in a general positive direction. So I think, and okay, so I'm working on a board of animation with the team. Mm-hmm. People are going to be like expecting it tomorrow or soon. No, it takes a long fucking time, especially what the quality of work that's being done by Figgy, Gargan, Gordon on the script. Like they've met with, I wouldn't call hundreds of writers, but tons of writers, a lot of writers, and they're all top notch. Like who's who of Hollywood or like, the best writers out there. And they're meeting them, they're getting pitches from them, they're exchanging ideas. There's a process of development. It's going to take a long time. But what comes out of it is worth it. It's going to be a legit animation.
You speak about the ownership of all these NFTs. I've actually, one of the few places I've ever seen it is some of the Azukis on the restaurants downstairs. Have you seen, like in the, just outside Nanshan, there's a couple bars down here that have like Azukis.
Like a Suzuki?
You know what I mean? Those,
No, I don't. Like,
all right.
Fuck the Suzuki.
I thought there was an ape as well. I'm pretty sure I've seen some that
That's
apes.
like going to the Chanel and Hermes person and say, hey, you know, you heard of Levi's? Yeah, I heard of Levi's, motherfucker. What about those jeans?
Yeah, true. What about you? But you look at Vitalik putting on a lady. We spoke about that yesterday.
Yeah, Vitalik's gay.
He is pretty gay. He's pretty
Yeah.
not the most normal guy.
No, I like Vitalik. He's the best, man. Love him.
You got to make your mind up.
No, I love him. He's just retarded for using a My Lady. I gifted him a Bored Ape. I even specifically picked it out for him. It's got rainbow suspenders. I think it's got a rainbow grill too. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, he should rock it. If he doesn't want them, tell him to pick one. I'll give it to him. Yeah.
And what's next for you now?
It's big. Like we have a Cross movie coming out. Cross is it's a comic book from Garth Ennis, same guy that did The Boys and Preacher. The Boys on Amazon, #1 show on Amazon, and Cross is like, if you like horror, if you like zombies, this is it. It's looking good. It's looking good.
Awesome. Yeah, so I think we'll probably wrap it up there.
Cool. Wait.
Thanks for coming on as always.
So
Great to have you.
like a million machi, you can sleep with Nico.
Yeah, let's go. Hopefully only women, bro. I don't want to fucking... I ain't doing no favors. I ain't doing no fucking weird shit, bro.
So for women, you do it.
I'll sleep with women for a million matches. Yeah, sure.
A million machi, nice. I think a million machi is worth like $100 US. Pretty cheap, Nico.